it's a ultimate bliss. We are just creating a artificial hypoxia. Health in itself a positive words. If we control our breath, we can control our emotions, we can control our
Duration of life, you mean?
yes, duration of life.
Namaste, this is Sajeev Makoda. Welcome to this edition of Sajeevam. Human life is a very precious gift. We have been given a golden opportunity to rise, be careful, improve, and become the best. If a man has all kinds of pleasures and wealth, but there is no breath in the body, then everything is in vain. As you know, while your mind is disturbed by anger or excitement, your respiration gets disturbed as well. If you get control over your mind, you will have control over your respiration. Our guest says there is a way to extend our lifespan too. We are talking about pranayama, the yogic science of breath emerged from India. Let us talk more on this from our guest, Dr. Sumit Kumar. Thank you. Dr. Sumit Kumar. Sumit Kumar, born on January 12, 1984 in Uttar Pradesh, has been immersed in the practice of yoga since childhood, influenced by his family's dedication to it. He blends various disciplines including Vedic and astrology, Vastu, Feng Shui, numerology, and palmistry to provide accurate predictions and solutions for his clients, particularly focusing on health issues. With over a decade of experience, he offers a holistic approach combining his expertise in astrology and yoga with treatments such as psychological counseling, acupressure, Reiki, and sound healing. Dr. Sumit has also played a significant role in promoting yoga internationally, working with the High Commission of India in Bangladesh, Tanzania, and the Embassy of India in the Philippines. He holds a PhD in yoga psychology from Punjab University, Chandigarh, and has pursued extensive studies in related fields, including MSc in Applied Yoga and Holistic Health and postgraduate diploma in psychology.
In the project scenario, very hard to keep ourselves peace, healthy, harmonious. Sometimes we feel anxious, sometimes we feel depressed. Everyone wants to be need of attention. It's also a mental demand, not on the physical level, but it's cover all our emotional parts. Imbalance in all these, it's called mental problems, abnormalities in psychology. So today's topic is mental health and the solutions through the yoga and especially through the pranayama. In India, there is a two strong system. One side is Ayurveda, one side is yoga, and all the systems come from the Sankhya philosophy. I don't want to take a more deeper into the Sankhya philosophy, but its applied form is Ayurveda for the physical health. We have a complete science to keep our physical body healthy with the Ayurveda techniques. And especially for the mental health, we have a full-fledged stream of yoga. Mostly in these days, the variation of yoga come from the Hatha yoga. I give you the insight what is the Hatha. Ha and Tha is a two seed sounds to represent our left nostril and the right nostril. The balancing and the equilibrium is a ultimate goal of this kind of yoga. Some pupils to take this hatha yoga to make strongly we have to be hard physical activities, but it's a misconception. Hatha not means say hut. It's mean to balance our both the nostril. I give you a mechanism. If you observe your nostril, your both the nostril is not blowing the, on the same time. For example, right now my right nostril is blowing, left is almost no. So this time my body create the hormones for physical health to activity. But when I consume my calories, my energies, after some extent my body won't be relaxed to store the energies. At that time, my left nostril will be blowing equally. So these kinds of mechanism of the energy, when we need the energy, we need the right nostril. When we need the relaxation to store the energy, is left nostril. Our right nostril represent to the sun, positive charges, physical, like this. And our left nostril represent to the moon, negative charges, mental contents. Related to all these kinds of activity, hormones depend on our breathing. We are not aware of the breathing, that's why we lose our temperament. Everything, every activity needs energy. How can we generate the energy? The store energy, because of the presence of oxygens, we have a changes into the oxidations. The big components break into the small components and energy is released. You understand, oxygen is not a simple air. Oxygen is our vital force, life force. If we are not aware with the capacity and we are not using the posture, how can we retain more oxygen in our lungs? So later on we feel some problems definitely. So that's why pranayam has a special role around the globe. For example, for the physical parts, I'm a yoga teacher, but gymnast can perform better posture than me, balance better than me, but they are only the command on physical body. They are not working on mental and spiritual. I use the word spiritual. If your target is not spiritual, the result will be a very superficially and for shorter time. The pineal and pituitary glands is our master gland to regulate all the hormones. When we are just clean our nasal package, we manage the time of the blowing the nostrils. Automatically the channel go to whole body. There is no emergency. If some emergency, automatically that kind of nostril make the message to produce this kind of hormones in more. In a layman language, you understand the hemoglobin level on the top hill and on the plain area is different. Why? Actually, on the uphill, there is a less oxygen. So automatically there is a mechanism of hypoxia to increase and improve the quantity of hemoglobin in our blood. We can retain more oxygen into the body. But when we are into the down in the plane, oxygen is saturated. There is no mechanism of hypoxia. So you understand mechanism of hypoxia. Hypoxia is a message to our body in deficiency of oxygen. Body made changes. We need these kinds of body content like hemoglobins, more calcium like that, we have to retain. In pranayama, we are induced this kind of emergencies in a controlled condition. When we holding our breath outside for maximum, so we are just creating a artificial hypoxia. The message go to the bone marrow, and bone marrow just activate our this body and the blood contents in a higher range. Some exercise we are doing very fast, like a bhastrika. We are going on the very high temperature. This speed is up to 108 fast stroke in and out in a 1 minute. In our normal life, when we need more oxygen, our breathing is going high, but our temperament and our blood pressure is under control because we are creating this kind of emergency in our normal class. The beauty of yoga, especially, we are covering not a single thing. We are doing the practice in a holistic way. Not a special parts. Every cells of the body we have to activate with a small exercise, big exercise, the balancing, the pranayama, the satkriyas for the detoxification programs, for the physical level, pranayama on the mental level. All these kinds of cleanings make our body to keep our health balance. According to WHO, the definition of health is all four kinds of health: physical, mental, social. Later on, they add the spiritual health also. In starting, there was no spiritual health in WHO's definition of health. But according to the Ayurveda, they explain the definition of health if our senses, our mind, our excretory system, our digestions, they all are happy and in a maximum functioning. It's called a health. Health in itself a positive words. Swasth, it means you are established in your actual form. There is no abnormalities, discomforts in your body. On the mental health, I give you an example of three living beings. One is a tortoise, one is a dog, one is human, we are. You know the idea of breathing and the lifespan? Dog is breathing in a minute around 28 to 32 times in a minute. And dogs survive around 14 to 15 years only. Human being we are, when we are calm and environment was more natural, so at that time we are doing a breath 4 to 18 times and our life more than 100 years. But in a present time, we are just running away in the fast life, sedentary lifestyle. We are breathe 18 to 20 times. And our lifespan is less than
It's reducing.
reducing. So I give just the content related to the health and the age. And tortoise breathe in a minute around 3 to 4. Most of the breath survive more than 350, 400 years. So our researchers, we called Rishi, they go into the nature, they just try to understand and find the fact. If we control our breath, we can control our emotions, we can control our
Duration of life, you mean?
yes, duration of life. And India is a word, everyone has a counted breath. It's related with this kind of scientific research. And in Mahabharata, one character is my favorite, it's called Bhisma Pitama. Bhisma Pitama has experienced the fourth generation. And at that time, he was the most powerful warrior in the Kaurav's army. How can it possible? We feel old age in the 50s, 60s, but more than 170, maybe the age, how can they have a control on their breath? If your breath in your control, your emotion in your control, your health in your control. And a very practical example, when you feel anger, what is the pattern of your breath? Very shallow and fast. When you are calm down, you don't feel your breath is going on in and out. So every time your breath relate with your every kinds of phenomena of your body.
That is true.
Hatha Yoga Pradeepika is a very authentic text of the Hatha Yoga. The first slokas, it's explained, chale vatam chale chittam. So it's mean, जैसे आप how is your breathing is going on, your mind is going on. You control your breath, you can control your mind. So you just direct relation with your thoughts, your mental health. When you don't control your mind, you just observe your breath. So many hormones, neurotransmitters, we are just in the psychology, in the psychiatry, we are just, this is the sleep hormones, it's a hormones for our growth and all. In anyhow, this controlled by the pineal and pituitary gland. If our nostril is not clean, open, and one nostril dominant, one nostril just go into the receptions, so there is a channelization of hormones not up to the mark. Again, with the pranayama practice, we clean our nasal passage and try to make equal opening of our nostrils. We change the nostril, we change our temperament, we change our emotions. I explain a little bit Kapalbhati Kriya. It's not a pranayam, but it's a breathing Kriya. We are doing just with this exhaling, we are draining our negativity. After some extent, when our body is used to, we are doing it involuntarily, so we find a state of no mind. It's the ultimate state. When we are just reaching to this state, there is no mind. Automatically, our body can work fast to cure ourselves, rejuvenate ourselves. So all the breathing exercise give you the pause. In abnormal psychology, there is a problem. We can either overactive our physical body or inactive our physical body, but we can't pause in our thoughts. Before the meditation and concentration, pranayam has a very good tools to pause your breath in some extent. This pause is the ultimate thing in the spiritual world. What is a finding of Buddha? Buddha finding on the ultimate things is zero mind. You know, what is a zero mind?
Without any thought?
Without any thoughts. It means if you have no thoughts, no universe. If you have no universe, no worry, no anxiety, no depression. Automatically your physical body can work involuntarily. You assume your breathing is going involuntarily. If you have to be breathe consciously to survive, any other work you can do? No, every time we have to survive, we have to inhale. We have to survive, we have to inhale and exhale. But most of the things, more than 80% things are covered by the supernatural power involuntarily. But because of our normal inputs from the outer worlds, the mind is going very fast. What is the difference between the kids and adult and the old age? Because kids have just a small breathing, very fast breathing, but no previous memories. The kids growth very fast. These thoughts control your shape, control your everything. If you maintain the equanimity, you can a pause in your breathing, you find a concept of zero mind. It's the ultimate bliss. I use the word bliss, not pleasure.
Bliss.
Bliss. Bliss is a more permanent thing. Pleasure is give you the harm also. I am a very foodie person and pleasure through my tongue. I very fond of sweet. I eat sweet daily. and later on maybe I will get a diabetic. Pleasure like this, but bliss I am doing for my action to the society. Maybe in this work I have so many physical hardness, struggle, but my inner conscious feels satisfaction for forever. If you had done any work with the other, so you feel that feelings give you a always happy, give you the satisfaction. So pranayama is a connections in between the our day-to-day life and into the spirituality. Just awareness of the breathing is a main object to be keep ourselves into the present. Understand these points. Keep ourselves into the present. Any kinds of problems and the thoughts, just the journey past to future, past to future. We are not keeping ourselves into the present. Sometimes, some extent, you are forget everything. You are engrossed so much in your work. At that time, with the single thoughts, you feel the effects of meditation. But most of the time, we are worried about the results, criticize the past. So when we are doing pranayama, with the awareness, we have a control, so we need a less object. Apart of this practical things, is my opinion, there is a mechanism of consumerization. A healthy man consumes less comparative than to abnormal personality. Except the man, there is a disharmony into the world. Nature provides everything to the plants, to animals. Why we are? Because we are the intellectual being. We want to control other also, we want to store also. It's just a mind game. Concentration is not a pranayama. Pranayama is a primary stage of you go into the concentration. According to Patanjali, there is a 8 step of yoga. It first is called a Ashtanga yoga, Yama Niyama, Asana Pranayama, Pratyahar Dharana, Dhyan Samadhi. So you understand Yama Niyama, Asana Pranayama. Pranayama on the 4th stage. Pratyahar on the 5th, and 6th is a dharana, it's called concentration. Dhyan Samadhi, higher stage is a peak of spirituality, and when you are on the peak, there is no need to practice the lower step, but it's no meaning you can just follow the final step. There is a 3 clear wings streams in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, which based on our previous birth of journey. If you are a very good spiritual, some practice are just left in your previous birth, you do just say Iswar Pranidhana, devotion. Your work, your actions, almost just you surrender to the God completely. It's do just only one thing, but it's for only very high renowned practitioners. Second is called the Kriya Yoga. Tap Swadhyay Iswar Pranidhana. There is no need to do pranayama, asana, nothing. You clear cut understand. Tap Swadhyay Iswar Pranidhana. What is the meaning of tap? Tap is a process you maintain the equanimity in bad situation, in a good situation, in a pleasurable situation, in a little struggle situations. You get something very big, you don't just overconfident. When you just lose something, you don't lose your temper, because it's a part of universe. They understand these kinds of things. We are just playing a small role in a time space. On the level of yogi, they can understand what is a flux of time and space. We are nothing before 100 years. We will be nothing after this kind of these things. Then you understand the spirituality is a bigger frame. Pranayam is a practice for just for the preparation. But in Gita, there is a way, if you have a complete awareness and complete control on your pranas, 5 times of prana, so you can realize the spirituality, you realize the real content of your super consciousness.